Hi everybody, it's Jeanette Vilda. So a few things before we get started. One, sorry about the flicker. I swear I have done absolutely everything in my power to get rid of the flicker. It just can't seem to go away. Plus, I mean, I can get it to go away as long as I don't need to show you any color. So my hands are bright red or orange, but it actually reflects the color of the book much more accurately. So it means I have to have a little bit of flicker. So I hope that isn't bothering anybody. Two, sorry, it's been a really long time since I've uploaded anything. I have quite literally been in and out of the hospital and haven't been able to craft for like 2 months or something like that. So just got back and was able to finish this book, and so I wanted to quickly tape it and show it to you because I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. So this was an inspired book, and typically for me when I get inspired by something, it always ends up being like almost not even reminiscent of what I was looking at. But I will include the link down below for the book that inspired this creation. It's by, I want to say, Tati Scrap. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Tati or Tati. And like I said, I'll have the link down below because she makes some beautiful items, and the inspiration was an Alice in Wonderland from Graphic 45. So this uses a number of the Bee kits by SS Digital Studio, and I had a blast. So this includes the large journal kit as well as the kit for the little mini. Like I said, I'll have the links down below because I used several things for this. It is hardback, so chipboard construction of the cover, and then I covered that in a fabric. And sorry, I don't know what it is about this little guy, but it's making the focus go, yeah, let's go crazy. I think it's a little too psychedelic for the for the camera to deal with. So yeah, and let's see, it's covered in the fabric, and then I got a big ribbon going around, and it's anchored in the back by one of the ephemera cards, the journal cards. I usually put a tiny bit of tape, and I don't like to use glue because this is really thin fabric, and so it'll show through. So there's just a few little strips of double-sided tape just to anchor that to the spine. Oops. And then on the front, what this is I can't remember if this was one of the journal cards or one of the journal pages. I cut out it was a blank page, and then this is from another of the I think it was from one of the journal pages as well, and I cut it out, and they're both propped up on foam. So not the foam squares, but I used the fun foam, you know, like the big sheets that you can cut and use. I like to use those because then it's covered everywhere and it won't get smooshed. And these are, for the life of me, I do not remember where I got these. They're chipboard little honeycombs. And they were already painted gold, so I didn't paint those. And I want to say I got it at a store here in town, but don't remember. And this is just nicely tied. Let's go take a look inside. And I had a real blast making this. Oop. So, starting inside. So, what I did throughout this was I have a embossing folder. It's one of those long, like a border embossing folder that does this little honeycomb. So I embossed the cardboard. Then typically you would put the page down and you would have the part that's raised up facing you. But what I did was I flipped it over so that you're looking at the one that goes down. And then I used some gold paint and a stylus. So some stylus that you would use for like with your embossing board. It's an embossing stylus. And I just dipped it into the gold paint and then filled in the debossed side, so the part that sticks down, and filled in those little rivets, right? So you've got little gouges where the embossing folder, pushed through. And like I said, typically you would show the reverse side where it's the embossed side, but this is the debossed side. And I just filled it in with the gold paint. And I really love how that turns out. Unfortunately, you can't see the real shine and of this, and it's Dr. P.H. Martin's and the gold. And then tucked in this is a few cards. So this is one of the journal cards from the kit. I love that look. Sorry. I've got a silicone mat in it to help with the non-flicker. It's my white table, but it keeps sliding. And then these are some leftover pages from everything I made in the book. So I just put them on some cardstock. And like I said, I like to use up as many of my scraps as possible. Okay, so this is a different kind of book than I've made before. There's a lot of, well, it's very jammed. It's amazing how much I got into this thing. But what I did was, some of them are like this one, are a single page on the little flap, right, I'll tilt it this way. Oh, no, it's a little black there, so you can kind of see it like that. So on those little flaps, some of them are single, some of them are doubles, and then those are tied together with a ribbon to hold them together. And so each one it's almost like a little bundle on each of the little flaps. And I believe there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so there's 7 little flaps. So 7 pages, but several of them are multiples. So on this first one, there are some background papers in the journal set, as well as the little mini set. There's some papers that you can use on the back of the ephemera pieces. And so a lot of the pages, the background is those background pages. And attached here on the corner, so on each side you can see this little gold, and that is, I have just a little metal, my brain isn't working yet, die, and it cuts out these cute little bees. And this is from a stamp set, and I want to say that, and I'll get the name, it's probably from my card making and papercraft magazine. So you would have to get the magazine in order to get the stamp set. But they had a little bee set at one point that I really liked. So this little piece up here is held on with a paper clip, just because it kind of poops open when you take it off. And it's like almost like a bookmark, but you can open it up, and there's plenty of places in there for writing. The opposite side is one of the background pages, and then it just folds up. And I got this from the Paper Outpost. She's got a whole series on things to do with book pages, and one of them is making this. See, that little silicone thing wants to slide around, is making this little corner piece. So definitely go take a look at her page. She's got a whole bunch of little ways to make little ephemera pieces. All right, so this is the first of the double pages, and on this side I have another die that cuts out this cute little honeycomb, and so that I did with the gold paper. And this is one of the ephemera. It was actually a card. I cut out the middle of it. And let's see, let's open this up. Inside is a double page. I liked the contrast of the white with all of the black and the gold. So I've got some white page, and it gives you lots of room. You can put some pictures on there or write. And then it flaps open. We have some more white pages, so plenty of places to write. And then what I did was I had, you know, in the journal kit, of course, you get journal pages. But the book was, I was aiming for small, real compact. And so and also I wanted this kind of style. It was kind of almost more like a scrapbook. And so what I did was I took all those journal pages and I printed them 2 to a page so that I got them half size. And then I took 2 pages per and made little mini books. And it's just done with a simple little pamphlet stitch, but just 3 holes. And so each of, all of the journal pages are here in the book. Either some of them I did use as background pages, but the whole of the journal pages are all in these little books. So I believe there are 3 or 4, and I swear the bottom of that pocket just wants to snag on there. So this is, before I get to that one, this is another one. So like I said, these are the journal pages. And I did use some of the background pages as well in here, in these little books. Another of the background pages. And again, same thing here with the honeycomb embossing folder. And bottom just wants to snag on there. Okay. This is one of the little envelopes from the mini kit. So it helps you make a little mini album, and so you get these really adorable little pieces. And since I was making my book really small, all of these little guys from that kit worked perfectly. So it's just a little envelope, and I just tuck them there, and everything holds it in place. The back page is yet another pocket with yet another book. And just one of the ephemera cards that I printed one of the background papers on. So here's some more of the pages from the journal kit, or the journal pages within the kit. And other pages. So that one goes in so much easier than the other ones. And I won't bother tying that right now. So here's another set of folded pages held together with a ribbon. On the front is one of the journal cards, and then I have one of the tags tucked in there. And then open this one up, if I can get a hold of it. And inside here, well, you're just going to want to be annoying. Okay. Inside of here, we have a little pop-up guy here. And also you can see throughout, every once in a while, I also painted some of the images just to give some more twinkle. And this flips up, plenty of room to write, and in here is a little journal card tucked in. And then on this side, there's actually, oh, I didn't put a little card in here, so there's actually another pocket here. So put that card there instead. And then in here we have another journal card. And I took in the, I think it's in the mini kit. There's so many little ephemera pieces. I don't remember which ones I got things from. It has this little row of tickets. So what I did was I took the tickets, folded them in half, and used a gold staple to staple those on. And so, oh, and the backs of these, I also put some white paper, so you can either cover that up with a photo, or you have yet another place to journal. And then the back of this page is just one of the journal pages, and I just cut out the middle of it to cover that. This is one of the single pages, so this is the middle of the book. That's a single page. A lot stuffed into this one, so let's take it all out and we can look at the page. So we've got a pocket, and then this pocket is in the little mini kit, so you can see it's nice and tiny. And then in that is some of the teeny tiny little tags, and this is like a little border piece, but I'm putting it in there as like a little, another little place where you can make a little journal spot. And you get it all tucked up in there. And then here we have a few things. So in the ephemera there was this nice long piece, but it was much longer than my book, so I just folded it up, and now it makes a cute little place for journaling. Little journal card, and one of the envelopes from the full-size kit. Stuff all those back in there. Like I said, this book is kind of stuffed. On the other side is one of the pages in the journal kit have these really nice little lined images, and so a few places I have just that lined page, so you have plenty of room to journal. This is another single page. On this side, this is fun. So this is another, it was a long strip. I think you can use it like an envelope, but here's how I used it. So on this page we've got these little guys here, and then it opens up and then folds out. So you have lots of place to journal here, a nice little place to journal here, and you can put some pictures here. And then nicely sits there where you can see the image of it. I thought that turned out pretty cute. And then on the other side, we have one of the other little tiny pockets. And then up here is one of the small envelopes from the kit. And just glued that down. A couple of the little journal cards from the mini kit sit nicely in there. And then again, some of the little tiny tags from the mini kit and one of those little border pieces. And they fit all stuffed up into this little pocket. And then attached to this page, so on using the hinge, I also had a couple of the tags. So this is from, I think it's from the full-size kit. And they're on the other side. And so they can flip and flap, and you can write on those. And this is the last of the double pages. So on this front side, you have another little hinge. This opens out, and you have a place to journal, it's pictures, however you want to use it. And then we'll open that one up. Inside, we just have some plain pages. So pictures, journaling, however you want to use that. And on the back, we have the same thing as the front page. Little flap here. Oh, forgot. On this side, this is a pocket. And so we have another journal card in there. And the same thing, I just took one of those tickets and stapled it down. And these are a little snug. On this side, same thing. These are smaller journal cards, and so there's two of them in here. And again, they're a little snug, so a little hard to get in there. And the last page, I like to somewhat have some symmetry, so the last page is identical to the first page. And that we have another one of those little fold outs. It's exactly the same. The only difference here is I used some different stamping. But the same page as the front. And then on the back cover, I have this little notepad. And it's a piece of cardstock, and it's just then folded over. And then the pages are put in, and I just then pop some holes and a ribbon, and that holds it together. And now you have a nice little notebook. I used a couple of the tags to just delineate, you know, if you wanted to have two different sections. Plus it just makes it cute. And of course a little stamping on the front just to be adorable. I love the bees. And again, the front and the back are the exact same. So that is my bee book. That was a lot of fun. And if you go and look at my inspiration, it looks nothing like this. But it was the inspiration, so like I said, I will include that link. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed making it. It was a lovely time, even though I think this is the longest time it's taken me to finish a book, because this one took me, yeah, like I said, about 2 months due to health issues. But things are getting better, so hopefully I won't have another big break. So please like and subscribe. If you have questions, comments, put them down below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.